Okay, let's see if I can see.
You
If
threw
you're
me off
live.
there, brother. We also, there's got to be like a opening song that we vibe with.
Well, I've got the little things from the Untouchable thing that is quite thematic, if you want. Or I can ask the guy if you want to do something, create something for us.
I mean, I'm down with whatevs.
Yeah, I can't see the live yet. Oh, I think I can see it now. Click here.
Let me know how the
Nice.
audio levels are for everything. That's really the whole point of the hangout. I mean,
Like it.
talk shit. Nothing here will be clipped
Well, my voice is good.
or saved.
Let me know how the audio levels are for everything. Yeah, sound good?
Is the background music too loud?
It's a little bit too loud. It's better if you go a bit lower.
I wish I could make it.
Well, my voice is good.
It's that or muted.
Yeah, sound good?
Is the background music too loud?
It's a little bit too loud. It's better if you go a bit lower.
I can hear you through your feed. FYI, like I can hear us through your feed is what I mean.
Yeah, I'm keeping it up for now to check the volume.
Okay.
Otherwise I can't.
Solid.
Have you lowered the background music?
I mean, I turned it off. It doesn't go any lower.
Okay.
It's at 5% on YouTube, so it's either 5% or muted.
It's perfect. I'll turn off the volume. So kind of we can start soon. Are you sharing the live?
Try that.
Anyway?
That's still too loud, Dimo. Fine, whatever. It feels weird just being quiet, but I mean, you know, if that's what it is, that's what it is, homie.
Are you sharing the live? Yeah, when the music is on, I can't hear your voice properly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Got rid of it.
Yeah, get rid of it, and after maybe we need to find a lower music to put up next time.
Yeah, I might.
Probably without music, it's fine anyway. Like, no one care about the little background music. They want the content when we show like the videos and the trailers and stuff like that. Gonna be super cool.
Well, then we got to bring the content here, Dimo.
I like how both we wearing red. Like the market, all in red.
Yeah, how's how you feel? Are you feeling any sting? You feeling any bite? What's going on with the market with you?
I'm not looking at it.
Are you?
I'm just vibing. I'm playing games and vibing without looking the things in any way. Right. Always ready. Right. Work is work, still getting money in, so okay.
Are you exposed to any degree? Are you like, do you have money in play? Do you have crypto in play?
Not much. Like, I always try to put less risk as possible, kind of.
Fair. I think a little while ago when I saw things getting not great, I knew that they were going to get more not great before they got better. So I just went ahead and kind of pulled either most stuff out or put most stuff into stables that aren't going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I think like things gonna change after April, maybe.
All right, like we could have another DeFi summer thing going on.
Yeah, probably. Like, I think if it's follow that the other cycle was like the real all-time high was before September, something like that. Yeah,
It was all hype.
like July, August, something like that. Probably.
It was all hype and speculation on Trump coming in.
Yeah, but God knows what he's doing now. It's like with all the tariff and everything, and apparently want to make Canada the 51st state of America, and I don't think that will go down quite easily.
I think like last time he was in the Oval Office, he's doing what he did, which is listen to all of the crazy people that surround him. And when they have crazy ideas like, you know what, we should take over Canada and Greenland while we're at it. And then you know what? Fuck it, Mexico too. And he's like, you know what? That's a crazy idea. Let's go with it. We're America. We should do that 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not.
let's get back every little island in the world.
Yeah, dudes. Yeah.
But I think it's not going easy everywhere. Like even I think Morocco wanna take back the Canary Island in somehow.
That sounds
Like
crazy.
they're threatening Spain, like, oh, are we gonna get back these islands?
Damn. Did you like learn any other kinds of geopolitics when you were exploring the desert when you were out on vacation down there?
Yeah, that's how I found out about the Mexico trying to get back the Canary Islands.
Makes sense.
There, like I could like exchange a bit of experience what's happening here in UK, what's happening in Spain. But obviously the news never cover everything, and like what arrived in one country is different from how it's been said in another country. There's a lot of politician things behind the news as well, so
Yeah.
no one can say what they really want to say.
Yeah. This is true. This is true. That makes sense.
So 2 minutes for the real show. Are you gonna change the title? How are we gonna change it?
Yeah, I can change that. I can update it in here. Look, I will change it to insert clever title here.
Insert clever title here. Very clever. So how comes you're not at GDC? And he said northbound base X account working on it.
Say what?
Northbound X account work again.
It doesn't look like it. I sent in a feedback form to YouTube or to X and was like, I'm not happy with the way that you resolved this ticket. I haven't gotten anything back from them. Like I said,
Because in the
sorry.
in the screen of the live stream we got X northbound base. So I think no one
shit
will be able to find it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna have to change the background then. We'll have to make a disclaimer or something and be like, "Yo, we're running on our personals still." Yeah, I'll have to change that. Man, you gotta fucking.
We are fighting against Elon Musk to get back the account on.
We're being censored because we have the balls to say shit right out of the gate. Like there used to be a time in book publishing where if you had a cuss word on the first page of the book, the publishers wouldn't publish it. If you had like any cuss word in the first page of the manuscript, they'd be like, nope. But now you can just put fuck as like the literal first word. And it's a listen. Those are the times we in. You can call it a shit talk show with some clever censorship here.
Yeah. Anyway, what's the bigger news? You saw this week. With a lot going on gaming in general. industries and everywhere.
There was. I mean, I feel like the big stuff is the stuff that you want to touch on. Um,
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone would be talking about. I don't think most people will be really talking about anything. I think people at GDC will be talking about it. Um,
hmm
yeah, I don't know.
Do,
That was about
do,
it.
do you think either of the these two companies will be at GDC as well, or they have some group of people there looking around
Yes,
for other games to invest in
I think
or
what I've
other AI?
I think what I've learned from most gaming conferences, especially GDC being like the biggest one, um, is that even if they don't have an official representation there, they are there. Even if they don't have a booth, they're not. They don't have someone on a panel. They're not presenting somewhere. There is someone that works for an executive position at Niantic and other places that are just kind of moving around, heading out a couple of places. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Niantic will have much there, like a representative, but I think Scopely will have this. Yeah, that's the two big companies we're talking about today, and how Niantic sold not just Pokemon Go, but other different games to Scopely, like big Arab development company. Like we can see also like how companies in Dubai and Arabs are kind of growing in the market. Well, a few years ago, you would never believe was a company coming from over there. Now they spending 3.5 billions for a bunch of games.
I mean, they're backed by the Saudi government, and the Saudi government has nigh limitless pockets. So
Yeah,
I mean, a couple of years ago they said they were investing hardcore in gaming, and they mean it. They're putting their money where their mouth is.
yeah,
Um,
100%. And like everyone is talking about Pokemon Go, like and how they sell out, but no one's saying Niantic also sold other games. Sold Monster Hunter Go, that at the moment is like on the mouth of everyone. This Monster Hunter Wild just released,
mhm.
so that could be a, like a kind of tactical buy. And Pilkin, like it's like similar to Pokemon Go, by you planting seeds and making flowers around the world. That's the free main. But they also bought Wayfarer. Wayfarer is a platform Niantic put on for giving possibility to players to create Pokestop and gyms, and they needed to review and everything. I was really into that. So before to create a gym in Pokemon Go, you needed to play another game called um what's the name? Uh oh my god, top of my tongues, I don't remember the name of the
Before
game.
you could open a gym in Pokemon Go, you had to play another game.
Yeah, so you need to play this other game.
Was it a Pokemon game?
Um, no, it's not my antique game. What's the name? It's called Ingress. Oh, there we go. You know when you know the games and then that just doesn't come. So you need to play Ingress. So you need to arrive to a certain level, and when you're on a certain level, you can nominate places to become like a kind of main spot for the game. So
Okay.
Ingress was the first game of Niantic, and after they moved the same technology, the same map to Pokemon Go. So Ingress players actually were creating Pokestop and gyms for Pokemon Go players. So if you are a Pokemon Go player, you could play Ingress, reach this level 10, I don't remember level 5, and you can start doing this nomination. And after other players from Ingress need to review it and decide if that was a good point to make a stop or not. And all of that was by thinking about you take the map of the area and you divide it in squares. Every squares could have only a certain number of gym and a certain number of Pokestop in a big square. And after this big square is divided in another 8 squares. In every little squares, you can have like a stop or gym. If you had 2 stops in the big squares, you get 1 gym and 1 stop. And afterwards, 4 stops and 2 gyms, etc. So for Pokemon Go, it's really hard to create gyms with like a lot of players don't really play Ingress. So Niantic put in place these things called Wayfair, where you point like a gym, like a place. You make the picture. You need to make people review it. So you do a picture. You need to explain the story of this spot. Like for example, if it's a statue, name of the statues, what the statues is, and then bring also some historical reference about these statues. And like people from all around the world, mostly like for example, if you're in a UK would be mostly UK people, but if it's not enough UK people reviewing it, it will go for some other countries like I don't know Russia or whatever. They review your um, stop and they decide if could become a pocket stop or not. And sometimes it was taking like ages. Like you put something, it was taking like 6, 7 months to go in the reviews. And what you can do, you could power up your review by reviewing other people. So more review you do, you get points. With this point, you can power up or you can prioritize your nomination for the Pokestop. So I was quite into it because when I was playing Pokemon Go, like I created like 2 gyms, 2 stops, and everything around my house. So where I was living at, I didn't need to actually move. I could have everything around.
Nice.
And was other people as well. We were like all in a group chat and acting with all the other people in the area to create stops. So if someone was nominating one thing, the others wouldn't nominate the same one to save the nomination for something else because you have the limit of nomination per month as well. I think it was 3 or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
So we created this massive community to dominate all the area around us and make stops. Now, all this information we put in and all the time you play Pokemon or Ingress or Monster Hunter, it's been for Niantic like a kind of experiment. They registered everything. Then they're gonna put in the new project. The new project is gonna be a geolocalization AI. So the AI will know roads, will know everything is around, even like little historical things, because it's all been put inside Wayfair. They will know if there is a tree or there is an obstacle in a certain place with by the movement of players. It's like if every player moves straight enough, then turn left and after right, they know if something there, then will be an obstacle for everyone. And all this information from Wayfair is they're all being also sold to the Scopely. So now Scopely gonna have this massive bunch of information with that million of dollars they used to buy Niantic game and Wayfair. Also, what I'm thinking is they bought Pokemon Go and Monster Hunters because they have 2 huge IP with them. So now Scopely that I have Monopoly Go and Stumble Guys, they could integrate Pokemon in Stumble Guys. They can integrate Monopoly Go in Pokemon Go and mix all these big franchises together because now they own all of them. So it's quite interesting how people just thought, oh yeah, Pokemon Go has been sold from Scopely. Okay, yes, but it's a lot of big information that been sold together. Also, Niantic was working for other games. I remember like a few years ago they was talking about creating Pokemon Go for Bitcoins, for example. Like you needed to walk around and find Bitcoin or find other cryptocurrencies in the real world. And we know Scopely also is collaborating with other kind of crypto games in the background because like Saudi Arabia is very big on
On
crypto games,
crypto.
especially
Yeah.
in Dubai where it's like no tax and everything.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting if they wanna integrate something with all this IP they got now. Imagine if they launch like these massive crypto games where you can have Pokemon, Monster Hunter, um, Stumble Guys, Monopoly. It's so many IPs they will get all inside. It could be quite huge for the industry. What you What's your thoughts about this?
I mean, that's the metaverse right there. If they manage to get some of the largest IPs together like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a good article by or on GamesBeat by Dean Takahashi. We love Dean. That shows the largest IPs that Scopely acquired in this deal. It's the Monster Hunter Now, Pokemon Go.
yeah,
It's a Campfire app. It's the Ingress. It's the Wayfarer app, and it's Pikmin Bloom. I didn't know
yeah,
Pikmin had a thing going on.
yeah. It's that one you create flowers and stuff.
Um,
And that campfire is basically the welfare things. It's like where you create all the pocket stuff and you do reviews and stuff.
there's
That's how they change the way to create stops and gyms from ingress to that, so they give you like more of an advantage to everyone.
okay. I mean, they're experimenting, and that's cool to see. Um, there's one paragraph in the article that talks about, like you said, what Niantic will become. Where it says, upon the acquisition, Niantic will spin off its technology platform into a new standalone entity, Niantic Spatial Incorporated. Led by Hank, Niantic Spatial will be a geospatial AI company powered by a next generation map, enabling devices and machines to understand and interact with the physical world. It
Yeah,
will continue to own and operate AR games like Ingress Prime and Peridot. Um, but yeah, like you said, all the years of data that they've been mining from people, they can now
yeah.
build AI with. And I mean, AI was already smart enough, but now, shit, um, yeah,
It's kind of impressive. Also, like in Pokemon Go, you had these things like to power up the gyms or whatever. You can take 3D pictures of the object. Like you have a statue, so you need to move your phone around, like to take how is the shape of these statues.
right.
So they could integrate that in a map. It never been integrated in Pokemon Go, but it will be integrated properly probably in the next things they're gonna create. They're gonna have 3D maps of everything, like little statues. That's something you can't do with a satellite. If you go with Google Map, yeah, you can do it, but it takes time for like Google to review every single picture, take a picture and go someone there and take a things. But what Niantic did is using like million of players to create the most sophisticated map in the world, probably.
There's some interesting stats throughout the article that are just like sprinkled here and there. Pokemon Go has over 100 million players. Um, Players have walked. Shoot, where was that statistic? Players have taken 3.9 trillion steps just last year. One event for Pikmin brought in 10,000 participants just in Tokyo. There's over 20
Yeah, I think it's
million,
quite big in Japan, but it didn't really explode in Europe or
or
America, I
yeah,
think.
or America. I mean, Pikmin was really big like in the early 2000s here. It's never really been that peak again. Um,
Yeah,
there's 20 million weekly active players. They've walked 30 billion miles together. Uh, yeah, there's 6 million people just in Campfire. There's 11 million people that just hang out in Wayfair and do Wayspot stuff. Um, that's kind of huge. And
yeah. Campfire and Wayfair, I would say a lot gonna be like multi accounts of people because I know people that were using like 3, 4 accounts to do nominations. So.
and some of the largest names in finance are also involved in this deal as well. Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan. Um, these are large, big people in America, and I'm assuming the other people are big in Europe or around the world as well.
Yeah,
Um, it's a big deal. Scopely just had a big win. Paid 3.5 million. I think when we were messaging about it, I was like, for context, Star Wars, all of the Star Wars IP sold for 3.5 or I think a little under $4 billion to Disney. And that was
yeah.
all the movies, all the games, the books, the fucking everything. This is
Mhm.
just a couple of games, and it's
Yeah, they don't have
3.5
the real IP. They got the IP from Pokemon Go, but they don't have like the actual Pokemon IP. Is to buy Pokemon IP is gonna be like just make a deal probably for the game. It's gonna cost millions and millions.
Yeah,
without products. Like just sign a little things with Pokemon and say, okay, I'm gonna use these things. Okay, 5 minutes.
we'll see. I don't see Scopely going anywhere but up, honestly. However, I don't know if it's Scopely. I feel like it's a different company that has a horrible reputation for growing way too quickly. And over the last 3 years, they have been restructuring and just laying off like 2,000 people every year, if not more. I don't know if it's Scopely. I feel like it's another European-based company. I think they're the ones that own Ubisoft.
Yeah.
They got too big. They were like, we're going nowhere but up. They were acquiring billions of dollars, hiring, doing all this shit, and then they reached a point where they were like, we did that way too quickly and way too much, and now they've just been laying off people like crazy.
We become too big for doing what we want to do.
I don't see Scopely going pretty much anywhere but up for the foreseeable future, for the near future. Monopoly Go is still fucking crushing it. They just picked up these crushing games. I think Monster Hunter now is an underutilized game. If they can tap into this now burgeoning fan base, which we'll talk about next, that game could be the next Pokemon Go.
Stumble Guys was doing quite well. It was like one of the most played games on mobile as well. Like there are thousands of kids and playing that game and having fun with it, and a lot of games trying to copying it as well.
I hate those stupid kid games.
So,
but
I think even Pudgy Penguins is trying to make a Stumble Guy version, but with penguins.
You are correct, sir. But speaking of Monster Hunter, looking at some Monster Hunter statistics real quick. Monster Hunter done peaked at 1.3 million concurrent players on Steam, which is fucking huge. And that's just Steam, not PlayStation, not Xbox. Steaming it up. Not even Epic, but nobody gives a shit about Epic. Right now, there are 469,000 people playing the game. Game really spikes and peaks in the evening, like most games do, but damn if that's not bad. I mean, over the weekend, 600,000 people playing it in the evening.
And that's already only 2 weeks from launch. Like normally when you launch a game, the first couple of weeks is where it's the peak, and after people are gonna finish the game and kind of release going.
So,
but Monster Hunter did something for this as well. They're gonna release events and special quests online, and I think free updates.
I mean, Monster Hunter has had a long history, a good history of releasing free updates for a while after a game comes out. But Monster Hunter had a nice record for Capcom. They were the best selling launch that Capcom had. See if I can find the statistic real quick, but it said that they sold 600,000 physical copies on launch day, which is the best Capcom's had, and they've sold 8 million copies in just the first 3 days of it launching. I actually can't find where its sales are right now, but 8 million in the first 3 days is so impressive that I wanted to, again, for context, we're going to talk about Star Wars. Star Wars Outlaws, which was a huge game, hundreds of millions of dollars investment, has only sold 1 million units. It came out in August of last year, and it's only sold 1 million. Monster Hunter sold 8 million in 3 fucking days. Impressive as shit. And it just continues to do gangbusters.
There were people in Japan that they never had a PlayStation. They were buying PlayStation Plus Monster Hunter only because Monster Hunter came out. So that's involved also PlayStation, people buying PlayStation. So probably PlayStation will finance more a future game of Monster Hunter. Say, look, you launch a game, you sold my consoles. It's a good collaboration here.
Like, listen, you talked about Astrobot. It would be pretty stupid if they don't put some Monster Hunter shit in Astrobot or in their like their little metaverse they're creating over there. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, the stat, excuse me, was just for Japan, and it was just for the PlayStation. Was 600,000 physical copies just sold for PlayStation, just sold in Japan, just sold on the first day of launch.
yeah,
Um,
that's crazy stuff. It definitely put Monster Hunter is one of the game of the year this year.
However, it's not all guns and roses. Because yeah, their rating review on Steam is a 58%, which is a meh. There's only 170,000 ish reviews, which compared to millions of people playing it is actually a pretty small number. But it's under 60%. That's a F if we're taking some classic school route here.
Mhm.
That's not great. Me being a longtime Monster Hunter fan can understand that it's a very easy game. I
Yeah,
haven't died once, and I'm technically in like the high rank end game place. There's been really like two monsters where it was kind of dicey, and I was like, oh shit, I might actually die. But I was kind of unprepared. I was kind of stupid. I didn't go unprepared. But
yeah.
compared to other games, it's kind of super easy. I can listen to a podcast and like watch a YouTube video while I'm playing, which I could never do in other
Mhm.
Monster Hunter games. Um, and I can see some criticism there. What about you?
Yeah, I can see like other people as well talking about how easy is the game up now. You can almost completely solo the game. Like, while I think Monster Hunter Wild, you will needed some kind of team to help you out with some of the strongest monsters. While now you just kill everything. Even the Rathalos was so easy when you first made it, and I
Yeah,
think it's unbelievable how easy was the Rathalos.
yeah,
I remember in the first games, it was like making you swear all sort of stuff, like how hard it was, and like also like finding resources and everything. That before you needed to actually find everything, you needed to grind for minerals, you need to grind for herbs. Well, now you're just walking with your chocobo and it will catch everything by itself. And also, a lot of people didn't really like the bird things. Like some people say, yeah, it's such a good thing, so I can move so fast up between, but they made it too easy like that way. Before, one of the main thing was looking for the monsters. I remember one of the monster hunters, you needed to go around and find traces of the monsters. Like you will see a scratch on the wall, or like a little bit of a scales and this and that, and you need to recognize what kind of monster was there, destroying whatever.
right.
Well, now it just appear straight away to you and it starts attacking, and
Yeah,
you're already in the battles and you need to fight it without any research. It's not a real hunt. It's just beat one boss after the other.
it's a good way to put it. It's not a real hunt. It's just a boss fight after boss fight.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just like one after the other boss fighting. You've Some of the bosses are be easier and some are a little bit harder, but when you progress in the game, some of the monsters are almost easier than the one you find at the start. Like the Dogan Shima at the start probably was harder than one of the Guardians I like mid end game. And
like as I think about the structuring of it, it might just be that they give you. I feel like compared to other Monster Hunter games, they give you end game weapons and armor very early.
mhm,
They give you more
yeah,
powerful stuff much earlier. So I feel like when we were fighting the Rathalos or the Rathian, we had shittier weapons in older Monster Hunter
mhm.
games, and now we already have like dope. We can have any element we want. We can just crushing it. Um,
And like and the other Monster Hunter, if I well remember, like you don't defeat the Rathalos straight away. You beat him up, and after he go away or something else come, you don't really beat it until later in the game where you're actually gonna fight against it and like you kill it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like there's some quality of life upgrades I'm for. I like that you can just go right into the world. I don't like that you have
Mm.
to have a mission in order to go grinding for materials. You can just be like, I'm
Mhm.
gonna put my geology shit on and just go run and grind for materials. You don't have to be
Yeah,
like, I will take this Kutku mission just so that I can look for all the mining places in there. Like, nah, dude, just go mine and then come back. Just go
yeah,
collect herbs and just come back. I'm down with that. You know, like don't have to grind for whetstones. I'm down with that. There's a couple of cooking things. There's quality of life upgrades I like, but yeah, the fact that the big one that you can just home in on any monster that you're hunting, you can just hit auto run and your thing just auto runs right there. You don't have to do shit. That's insane. Yeah, it's just it's boss fight after boss fight, and the bosses are kind of easy right now. So
also like with a whetstone before, when you were fighting some monsters, like you needed to go to hide somewhere and use your whetstone. Well, now you can jump on your birds and use the whetstone while you're running around.
Yeah.
Or say you can take the potion and everything. Well, before, like you can try to take a potion, but if the monster stops you, you lose the potion and you don't get heals. So you actually need to use more strategy, like maybe put a trap and go to hide somewhere so you can recover and use your whetstone.
Yes.
And fight against the monster. Well, now is kind of automatically done. Like you just move around and use your whetstone, and after you have the cats kind of fighting for you in the meantime and distracting the monster.
I don't mind the sacred, the bird so much. But the also creating fast travel camps throughout the map is a little too much as well. Like have one or the other. If I can fast travel around at camps around the map, then that's all I need. But if I have a bird that allows me to just auto run and sprint like crazy, I probably don't need those camps then.
I didn't use any camps. Up now, I've never created. I created one just because I wanted to see what it was.
I've created.
And after that, you go back to your base and you use the birds, and it take you to the monster like in 10 seconds.
Easy peasy. You get an achievement.
In the meantime, what is bringing you automatically to the monster is that little green fairy taking stuff for you, and you have the auto crafting, so you don't need to even to craft your stuff. It's auto craft automatically.
But again, like if they made it make kind of sense in lore, like maybe if eventually you get a crafting cat along with your fighting cat, and so like at camp he manages shit for you, and then like, all right, cool, that makes sense. It's not technically automatic. You gotta wait a little bit, like when you have other people gather items for you, it's not automatic, but like you gotta go on a hunt or two, and then you come back and you have all the items there. If they did something that made it make sense, I'd be down with that. But yeah, there's some shit that's a little too easy peasy.
A little bit too easy. Or at least would be nice if you can just stop all of them. Like you make hard mode where
I'm sure there are people already doing that. I'm sure there are speedrunners that are already like, you 100%, but you can't auto craft, you can't wear mantles, you can't use high rank weapons, and you have to do solo or some dumb shit like that. I'd see that happening.
There will be more and more coming out of them. Like when you play Dark Souls and you can use only the broken sword for the whole game, and you need to be naked.
Yeah, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, you can only use first aid heals, you can't use potions. You have to be your default clone.
Using only what you're crafting. Talking about new games, have you seen the new Silent Hill F trailer?
It's queued up. We'll go ahead and watch it. See if you can see it on your end.
シュウ君、嘘ついてるよね。騙せてると思う？ひなこを。
It's just been launched like.
ひなこはね。
I couldn't expect it.
死んだんだよ。あなたが裏切り者。
There's no subtitles in this one. Let me pick a different one. Let me go back.
It's also already like you can put your wishing list on Steam, and what they wrote in the description is quite wild. Just put everything in.
Oh my god! They're making me confirm my age. What kind of bullshit is this? All right, we'll try this.
Peggy 18.
シュウ君、嘘ついてるよね。
Whatever, deal with it, people.
騙せてると思う？ひなこを。
And also
ひな子はね
using no subtitles is full Japanese.
死んだんだよ
If you want to understand, learn Japanese.
Yeah, people don't get mad at me. Get mad at YouTube.
ひな子はお友達といつまでも一緒にいたいお友達は永遠じゃないのよ彼らだっていつか必ずあなたを裏切る
What was your first impression
あ
when
な
you
た
saw
が裏
it?
切り
When
者と呼ばれた
I
よ
link at you.
ひな子
Silent Hill always
ごめん
gets the atmosphere perfect.
天秤にかける価値があるかどうか
Yeah, the
しっかりと判断しなさい
creepy Japanese village, the mist, the creatures that they showed, which weren't many, but
I think it's the first ever Silent Hill not based in America.
well, because they're all based in Silent Hill. It's an actual town. It's actually
Yeah.
an actual town near me. It's an actual town. So, like, they're all supposed to be based in Silent Hill. I think this might be one of the first ones that's based entirely not in
いつまでここ
Silent
にいる
Hill.
気なの
Apart, I don't know if you played like the
自分
little
でもおかしいと思うの
game of
自分で
The
自分
suicide
がわからない感じ
of Silent Hill,
Probably not.
where you're
自分の気
inside
持
this
ちが
building,
自分で理解できない
and I think that was in Japan as well.
私かお前
I
の
mean, it makes sense.
夢の中っ
Japanese
てことは
people
な
are
い
making it.
Yeah, in the recent few years, like a lot of games are all based
あ
in
なたが
Japan.
生かされたということはここに至ってもまだ迷いがあるということなのねあなたがそれに悩める時間はもう尽きかけている
That's one of the monsters, probably.
あなたは誰なのさっきからなんで何もわからないふりを
Like
している
creepy
の
dolls. They're always creepy in every single horror games.
Yeah, you can't have not creepy dolls.
あなたをすぐ
You
に
can't
殺
have
すこ
dolls
とも
and
でき
make
たん
them
だよ
not creepy.
全部奪ったな全部私から奪った
That's a boss fight right there. They lead into a boss fight.
Yeah. Definitely they got a good background relaunching Silent Hill to last year. And this one now, they made so much hype. Like, everyone played Silent Hill 2 remastered and left that with that things you wanna play again. And now they're launching a brand new game in the series.
Silent Hill F. Yeah, fuck, bro.
What do you think is the F for?
I have no clue. I have
Facebook?
No clue. I don't know, because it's a lowercase f, so I don't know. And I don't know if Japanese people, obviously they wouldn't have the same grading system that we have over here, but like, I don't know, F for fail. I don't know. I have no clue, dude.
But we know they're gonna use the pipe that's been in every single Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of the main weapons every time. Like, I'll complete Silent Hill 2 without using any gun or shotgun, just with a pipe.
And the Silent Hills are usually stories about like guilt and shame and coming over shit that someone did in their past and stuff. So maybe this kid killed one of her friends or did something. There was an accident and one of her friends died and she like blames herself, but now her friend is like possessed and takes over a town and comes back.
Or kill his family. Silent Hill family?
Yeah.
Silent Hill friend?
Yeah, maybe that's what F stands for. Silent Hill friends or Silent Hill family. because in Japanese it's nakama. They're always about their nakamas because it means like good comrades, like close friends.
Mm.
So maybe Silent Hill F for friends because she fucking kills all her friends.
Maybe
Listen,
she lost the memory.
it's a good theory.
It'd be good. I can't wait to play it, to be honest. And it's weird, like games like Silent Hill that just launch one trailer like that and make everyone so hyped. And they're like, Web3 or crypto games, like they are like games that do full campaigns about their games.
But
and no one gave a shit of it.
But
no one cared about it.
Silent Hill is a game that you and I literally grew up with. If there is like how much of your excitement is based off of years and years of being a fan. There are games that could fucking 10, 15 years from now, if they're still around, have the nostalgia factor that Silent Hill has. And a lot of people are like, I can't fucking wait to play this new Axie game or some shit. It's possible.
It's possible, but also like there are some games, like new games, they come out and you just look and say, damn, I want to play this. This is fair. It's another horror games coming out soon. Light of something?
I haven't played enough. The last solid horror game that I sat down and played from start to finish was Alan Wake 2, which was great. There's a DLC for it. I actually have to get the DLC. And when you play it a second time, it's actually a very different game when you go through it again. Because that's the whole point of the game, is like, it's awesome. It's actually very well done. Really awesome. But like, I know there's a number of great indie and mainstream horror games that have come out in the last 3 years or so that I'm completely missing. So I'm also pretty excited about Silent Hill because I know that's pretty tops. But did you play the remake of 2? Like you were saying?
No, I didn't play it.
Okay.
I didn't play it. It's on my wishing list, together with the remake of Alone in the Dark. It was like an old game. I think it's this one, The Midnight Walk.
The Midnight Walk. The Midnight Walk. Well, that's a pretty weird looking thing. Sure, we'll try this. Let's watch this trailer real quick. Rated T for violence. Violence, Dimo.
We want violence in horror games. Violence, blood, and horror. But this is a new game, so you look at it and say, yeah, I want to play this. Surprised you didn't know about it. You're a big horror fan.
No, like I was saying, I really missed a lot of the horror culture lately. I was really too deep into Web3. The art style is nuts, dude. It's like stop motion animation, but not.
Yeah, it's kind of a horror version of Little Big Planet, if you ever saw it.
Yeah. Very interesting. Also, it's a very old movie, but District 9, I think it's called.
Yeah.
No. Fuck. The number 9? It's like an old Tim Burton movie with these little puppets that are tiny, and it's very horror dystopian shit. Kind of the using a match like a giant torch kind of reminded me of that. No, bro, awesome. Thank you for telling me about that. Like, count me in, bro. That looked fucking sick.
Yeah, another game. I don't know if it already come out, the remake they were doing for PlayStation 5 and everything. It's called Shadow of the Damned. Shadow of the Damned.
Shadow of the Damned.
Yeah.
I'm holding out for a Legend of Kain remake.
I played the first version for PlayStation 3, I think, and it was such an awesome game.
Shadows of the Damned Hella Remastered official launch trailer. How old is this game?
Well, it was for PlayStation 3, so I would say 2020, 2019.
That's not too. That's not. That's, I mean, do you really need to remaster that?
Oh, sorry, 2009, 2010.
Oh, okay. All right. That's pretty old. That's fair. All right. Well,
Taking my age there.
We'll jump on this guy and then we'll see what's going on. A world full of.
How is your dear sweet home? No.
Yeah, this looks like an old game. You hunt demons. It's like an American Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game looks old as shit.
What the shit is that?
That kind of games, and they're not really well known, but they're classics kind of. So good.
I mean, I guess if it earned a remaster. I feel like there's so many people that are asking for remastered of random Resident Evil games and shit.
But also like Lollipop Chainsaw had a remastered version. And that was like the most weird game ever. So like you're like a cheerleaders with a chainsaw cutting zombies
and you had the severed head of your ex-boyfriend on your head.
Yeah, on your bum.
That name is Garcia, Hotspur, hunter of demons and slayer of pendejos like you.
Wait, he has a Spanish accent? That's supposed to be a Spanish accent?
I think he was Spanish and Mexican.
I think that was Steve Bloom. That was a bad Spanish
Now
accent.
that is a big boner.
That's 100% Steve Bloom. Okay. That's a weird one, man. Shadows of the Damned. Right on. Steve Bloom does everything, apparently. Good to know. Good to know. We've got our horror shit topped up now. I guess we'll wrap it up real quick with where everybody is this week. JDK. GDC is, just the largest gaming conference in the fucking world.
Yeah. In San Francisco this year?
Yes.
San Fran.
I think it's in Cali every year, but yeah. So about 30,000 attendees. So Game Venture Beat has a article about it again, and there's about 30,000 attendees. There's 700 sessions, it says. So panels, talks, events, after parties, luncheons, networking, 700 things planned for this conference. And then it gives kind of a guide for some of the main ones that if you're not really associated with a company or a brand, you can try and hit up. The podcast that I listen to, Deconstructor of Fun, is going to be hosting a lot of events there. They are going to be schmoozing with the best of them. We know our homies, the Wolves DAO, will be there holding the Wolves Den, like they did last year, which was a big hit. And there will be a lot of creators just kind of hanging out.
Hang around.
Yeah, if you're in California, with which a lot of creators are, there's really no reason not to go. at least for a couple of days, at least for a day or two. It's kind of like some of the biggest Comic Cons when they're in California. If you're hanging out there, there's really no reason not to go.
Yeah, I also heard like Project Zero are gonna showcase the first gameplay in there as well.
That's what I say to
If
that.
you're up there.
But you know, a lot of people get their shit together just in time for GDC, because that's when the executives are going to be there. Like we were saying earlier, Scopely might not have a booth or a table there, but damn sure Scopely people will be there. Niantic will probably not have a booth showing shit off, but they'll definitely be there. There's a lot of hiring events. So if you're a developer or a lawyer or anyone and you're looking for a job, there's a lot of really cool, quick networking and hiring events. It's a big thing. I don't really care about it.
Also, like I think a lot of games and developers are there for funding as well. Like, we saw
Fair.
like all these game studios closing, especially in crypto games and some in Web 2 as well, like big companies. And I think a lot of games are looking for extra fund for the next few years. I think a lot of teams are on the last kind of run of funds, and I'm afraid to say like they could be like shut at any time. And if they don't get funds, maybe at GDC or before maybe summer or something.
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem unique to Web3. I think that's a Web 2 problem as well, is that there's a lot of people looking for funding.
Everywhere,
Yeah. But what you know, there's not much. Today's the first day of GDC. Some people haven't even flown in yet, so there's not that much to talk about. So that's all there is. That's all she wrote on GDC. But what
probably next episode, next Monday, we can do a kind of cool recap, because I think the timelines on X and YouTube will be full of things getting
we'll see.
showcased in GDC, so we can wrap up a lot.
Hopefully, we'll see. We should. But so, do you have any predictions for GDC like that? Like, we're gonna see a lot of shit, a lot of stuff to talk about next week.
Well, I say like Project Zero gonna showcase probably the gameplay. I know you're not really into it, but they wanna try to be the biggest card game in crypto games. But there is also parallel. I think they're gonna launch season 2 or something like that. I don't know. I think GDC this year won't be as big as GDC last year. I think a lot of people also didn't went there, like trying to concentrate on more other stuff instead of going there. But
Right.
hopefully we're gonna see some new announcement. Maybe FIFA Rivals gonna show their gameplay, because they're coming out this summer. And I don't know what other games we're waiting. Or hopefully the Bacon gonna release our playable version for us before the campaign finish.
Would be nice.
Treeverse, yeah. Treeverse as launched this last week. Launched PC and mobile, but they launched on mobile the same version of the PC. So obviously a lot of mobiles having hard time to get connected and play. Like even I got one of the newest phone and I opened the Treeverse, I created my character, and that's it. Game crash, finish of the story.
Lame.
And after 3 times I tried, I didn't even went to ask the support. I just uninstalled the games. Like if you launch a mobile games and it doesn't work on mobile, I'll move to another mobile. It's like 2 seconds nowadays on a
Yes.
Play Store.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone should really hold that against you either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else launched this week? Raven Quest, have you played it?
No. It's not for me. It's not for me. I can understand the allure of it totally. I know a lot of people that are diehard obsessed with it, but the really slow gameplay, in my opinion, the clicking, the super duper pixelated nature of it, not for me.
They try to play on a nostalgia like Silent Hill, but
Yes.
while Silent Hill playing on nostalgia releasing new stuff, they play on nostalgia releasing old stuff.
But of like So a lot of people are like Web3 gaming is dead and everything, but there's a couple of games that people can jump into right now. And of these,
Mhm.
which one would you jump into? Metalcore, Off the
Mhm.
Grid, or Wild Card? Wait, Metalcore, Off the Grid, Wild Card, or Parallel?
Between the four, I think the one I'm more interested in, but I didn't play it yet, could be Wildcard. It looked like the only one with a different kind of flow from the others. Parallel, classic TGC, classic games of card like Hearthstone. Off the Grid, yeah, it's good. Like, but if I want to play, I can play like other battle royales games.
Fair.
And which one was the other one?
What? Metalcore, Off the Grid?
Metalcore. I heard some people really like the kind of game, but I don't think it's my kind of game. Like I'm not interested in. I think, yeah, Wildcard probably is the game I would play most of the fourth. What about you?
Have you tried Monster or have you tried Wild Card yet?
I didn't try it yet. I just saw some trailers and stuff.
The closed it's a closed beta, but if you show up in their Discord or if you ask nicely in thousands, you can probably get access to it. It's worth jumping into. It's definitely I was really hyped for it and then I jumped into it and then I was
Mhm.
not hyped for it. So it's definitely worth jumping into and playing.
Which one between the fourth games you're more into? Which one would you play?
Probably Off the Grid, honestly. Wild Card was not fun. Metalcore is such a clunky FPS. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I can't get that into TCGs anymore. It's Yu-Gi-Oh or bust for me. So Off the Grid.
Yeah, and now they launched the single player as well. They went from three people team to single player battles now. Then
I
you open up more because you don't need like two mates and they don't play with you, and one will go offline and the other one run around whatever he want, and you get fucked up.
well, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I saw that they were still kind of testing it out, but that's the thing for now. Are there any other predictions you have aside from GDC for next week? Any things that you're that or just shit you're looking forward to? Is there any I mean, is there any game you're actually looking to play?
Well, I hope the bacon, like I hope really the bacon like sort out the things and I can play this. When I played before was quite fun game, like a bit hard, like something like make you swear here and there. That's what you want in a game, like a bit of a rage quit or like try the same level like for an hour before you can finish it.
Right.
That's what I like keep you like intense in the game, and now it's not working. Like I having the rage quit of trying to play the game. Like you click play, crush everything, see you later.
Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to be.
No, but they launched on like before was a browser game, and now they launch on a treasure launch pad,
Right.
and I think they're both like very new, and obviously bugs and stuff meant to happen. But I would say why don't it's a kind of alpha, but closed alpha. But you want everyone to play, so you need to be tested a little bit more before launched, probably. Now it's already 3 weeks and they didn't solve the problems. They probably all the team gonna be like maybe at GDC or other conferences, and
Yeah.
they're gonna stop development, and they will take a little bit of time.
I think what I will look forward to, and it's one I've missed out on all the times before, is the game Cambria. That game was active on Blast when I was farming Blast last
Yeah.
summer. And I skipped it because it was just a gambling game and it was kind of lame. And like a lot of the people in the communities I was watching or I was active in, they were finding ways to kind of game it and grind it and make some solid money. But it's also super pixelated, super clicky, kind of almost worse than Raven Quest. But all of its seasons since, and since it's left Blast, have been extremely profitable. There is Memento Mori that does the like analytic write-ups for the Wolves DAO. When he does them, I believe Cambria is consistently near the top as some of the most profitable investment you can make in gaming. So they're, I believe on the 20th, they are starting their next season of something. So I'd probably check out Cambria.
Yeah, I might check it out again as well. So we're 20, so next week probably.
But yeah, I
It'd be
mean,
nice to try it out.
I don't know, not too much going on.
Yeah, hopefully I saw the new Axis MMO. Like,
Yes, there's
game.
that. There's that.
They're gonna launch on mobile as well, and it would be quite cool. Really curious to see more about it and more dates. Probably they're gonna launch on Ronin as well. And also like they might integrate other things. I think the Ronki monkeys and some other stuff.
We'll see. I've never
Yeah.
been that big into Axie. They're a good indicator of what's going on in this space, but I've never been. I don't really take them that seriously.
Yeah, apart that, hopefully more good news on general. We're gonna head towards end of March, and maybe next month. Hopefully, better news, better games, better stuff to come out.
I agree.
New
Hopefully, there's no global trade wars. Hopefully, there's no wars in general. Hopefully, markets turn around. There's a lot of upswing to be happening. Hopefully, people have been buying the dip, and the dip goes up. But things are kind of low at the moment. So.
Yep. Well, it's relaxing time. How they're saying is the calm before the storm.
This is
Hopefully.
true. This is true. Hopefully, it's calm and not stress. But yeah,
we keep playing. Keep staying on our games, and the time would be fast through.
That's right. You can see beneath us is our Twitter account. Don't go to that Twitter account. It doesn't work. If you're watching, go to our personal accounts. Follow through the YouTube account. You'll see us there. Otherwise, Mr. Dimo, sign us off.
So thank you to everyone who's watching today. Thank you for everyone following us on X or join the Discord of Northbound Base, where all the thrill and the gaming is happening, and all the alpha from our TheDude.
Yo. Thanks bunch. Thank you, Dimo. Appreciate you. See you guys.
And see you next week. Let's see what's happening in GDC.